Thank you, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. The Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out last night. I was way too hyped. We watched the trailer twice in a row, back to back, and I wasn't even paying attention to the dialogue or anything. I was just looking. I was in awe. I was in shock. I've watched so many reactions to it since then. I'm a little sad that I waited 12 hours on Twitter, and I waited for so long. I woke up at 6 a.m. multiple days in a row waiting for the trailer. And then I post it early. I'm one of the first to post my reaction to it so early. And it doesn't get too many views because Spider-Man No Way Home is just way too big. It just doesn't get a lot of views when you're a small channel. And then other people, even people that don't react, were able to post and get so many views because they have big channels. So that was a little sad, but it doesn't matter. This movie is going to be so good. Let's watch a breakdown right now. I've been seeing so much on Twitter about it. People apparently have been spotting Sandman in the trailer, which I don't know about too much. People are on to Doctor Strange like how I was in the trailer. I was saying he's acting a little, strange, no pun intended, but yeah, he was acting very odd in the trailer. It didn't really seem like him. So I'm excited to see what Eric Voss has to say here. We watch new Rockstars breakdowns all the time for WandaVision, Loki, yeah, actually just for those shows. But anyways, here we go. 25-minute video. This is gonna be long. Here we go. Let's hop into it.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, a film now confirmed to blow open the live-action Spider-Verse with franchise villains we never thought we'd see in the MCU. Well, some of us thought we would, and it's all thanks to Doctor Strange being dad to a teen with cold feet. Cold because Wong left the Sanctum Freezer open to get some hunk of burning fudge. And yeah, this trailer dropped on
maybe that's a theory,
which is insanely the date Wanda Maximoff had
I saw this all over Twitter.
Calendar in WandaVision,
but that was Wednesday. Wait, it is Wednesday. Wait, no, it's Wednesday now. No, it's not. It's Tuesday. I'm so confused.
How these alt-universe villains got here.
It's what having to stay up feels like. Doing all-nighters.
What other Spider-Verse cameos could be happening now? So let's break this down, frame by frame, for every detail you might have missed. Okay, the trailer opens with the 3 first notes of the 60s animated Spider-Man theme.
I know, I heard that. Yep.
Peter and MJ are on a rooftop reading through news headlines in the New York Post, reading Peter Parker and his spider minions with an image of
is it his drones
on Spider-Man's smaller body, puppeting marionettes with Ned, and it looks like MJ's faces on them. Aww,
yeah, able to control
like
female spiders or whatever.
Pray for New York. And then awesome detail here in the graffiti in the background, a nice little nod to Ditko for Steve Ditko, co-creator of Spider-Man Stan Lee, and the artist who inked much of the trippy Doctor Strange.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
This movie. Now, Spider-Man Far From Home ended with Spider-Man publicly revealed as Peter Parker with this same photo in a doctored video from Mysterio that made his death from a ricocheted Stark drone bullet that he actually fired look like Peter ordering the attack, as well as the full attack on London.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna. I wonder how they're gonna go about this, because in the trailer they were blaming Spider-Man for controlling all the drones, but where is the evidence? I guess that's why Matt Murdock is getting involved to debunk this conspiracy, I guess. Oh, I can't wait for Matt.
After his death, and was broadcast by J. Jonah Jameson, host of the DailyBugle.net, with J.K. Simmons reprising his role after
that's so exciting. I hope we see the other version too, and they talk together.
The Daily Bugle was actually a print newspaper, as it seems to be in Sony's separate Venom and Carnage universe, but here in the MCU, it's an InfoWars-inspired online outlet. Perhaps why they're not reading a print version here. MJ jokes about the gossip that Peter could hypnotize females, referring to a real thing in certain types of funnel-weaving spiders, in which the males produce pheromones to cause females to enter a passive trance-like state. While that's not really one of Peter's powers, he does in this movie.
Animals are so weird.
Strange to memory wipe all of society and maybe
they literally have superpowers.
Gaslighting bit is one of many memories that Peter decides he does not want to erase. Actually, we see the direct aftermath of the Far From Home post-credit scene as Peter and MJ leave the Penn Station corner.
There's so much packed in this movie. How long is it gonna be? I'm really curious.
That same yearbook photo with Peter's face half covered with the Spider-Man mask, an image that has appeared on
from the comics.
Spider-Man comics, but
I kind of like the Doctor Strange one that got released a little early.
When Red Skull and Taskmaster tricked Peter with
it's like half Spider-Man suit, half Doctor Strange.
Himself in custody, cuffed to the table, confronted with this photo. It looks like of Mysterio's body. Now Peter's wearing his nerdy.
I cannot make that out from there.
Real shirt, which he was also wearing on the day Tony Stark dropped him off after the Civil War airport battle. Now the guys questioned based on their patches are from the DODC, that's the Department of Damage Control, the same agency that cleans up the Avengers' messes seen at the start.
Oh, really?
They're also the feds who step in whenever an Avenger gets in legal hot water, and it's here where some fans are still speculating that
Matt Murdock.
Charlie Cox from Netflix.
We're currently reacting to this show, so if you're a Marvel fan of Daredevil, subscribe, watch my reactions to Daredevil. I'm loving it.
With arms as hairy as Charlie Cox's arms, warm enough to get one through a sanctum winter.
Yo, me?
He seems a bit aggressive with those files to be Peter's defense attorney, but I don't know, maybe he's really mad at Peter let his cover get blown. I'm not really sure though. I will say this guy seems to have a slightly different body shape than
it does.
The files Peter looks through
he does.
all the structural damage left behind in Spider-Man's wake over the years, like the Washington Monument, the Staten Island.
I really do think he'll be in it though.
They assume those Stark drones were all controlled by Peter the whole time. All the damage we saw in Far From Home. Then a wide shot shows Midtown Science and Tech. Now in the skyline, you can make out the tower that was once Avengers Tower, which was recently remodeled to be given with a nearby sign on the ground level reading,
Is it Oscorp?
"So excited to show you what comes next," with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and possibly a hint to the Fantastic Four. Now the popular theory.
I don't know about that. Wait a second. The little circle, the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess 4 would make sense for Fantastic Four, but it was a circle with a question mark in it, kind of like the Mysterio like posters that are going around. It's like a circle fishbowl helmet with a question mark. Maybe, I don't know.
Reed Richards' Baxter Building.
Something to do with Mysterio.
Director John Watts is directing the Fantastic Four film for Marvel Studios as well. I think that's a strong possibility. Now, on the walls are some of her sketches, including the same one she did of Coach Wilson. That was Hannibal Buress' character in Homecoming when she was drawing people in crisis. Peter heads into school with Ned and MJ all
that Devil in Disguise poster.
Him is Flash Thompson.
Oh yeah, he's blonde.
Who does this guy think he is? Natasha Romanoff? Now, some of the signs in the distance are from people supportive of Peter. That's nice to see. Looks like we heart Spider-Man head, or editor John thinks we heart potatoes. Actually, one sign puts Peter in devil horns with devil in disguise. Okay, don't dare say it.
Mephisto.
Okay, I'll say it, Mephisto. Only because the plot here does feel a bit similar to the 2007.
I do think Doctor Strange did something whack with him. He could be Mephisto, actually.
But then ends up making a deal with Mephisto that involves the world forgetting that he's Spider-Man. That also requires him to split up with Mary Jane. Now, many readers were not huge.
Yeah, what if... Okay, so we know Doctor Strange in this movie is going to give Peter a new suit, right? He's going to give him a magic type of suit based on the toy leaks. What if that suit is kind of like in Spider-Man 3, how the Venom suit was turning Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker like a little evil? What if the suit, whenever he wears it, turns him a little evil because it's Mephisto that gave him the suit? And whenever he puts it on, he just like, he goes all bully Maguire mode, you know? Maybe.
Of that storyline for how it retconned the character completely at the time. So much so that Marvel later had to kind of backpedal a lot of the implications of it. So I think while one more day may influence the setup of this movie, the second and third acts look like they're going in very different directions. Peter and MJ flee helicopters that surround them atop a bridge, probably also part of the chase in the minutes after Mysterio outed him. Now they're actually on the Queensboro Bridge, which
I have a feeling also they're not showing
Tramway, the famous setting of the showdown in the film between Spider-Man, Green Goblin, and Mary Jane.
Cool. Okay. I have a feeling they're also not showing anything from the third act in the teaser trailer, which is like pretty obvious. I don't think they're showing anything. Apparently, for the Shang-Chi reviews, they didn't even show the third act in the trailers either. So I think they're doing the same thing here. Maybe not even showing the second act. I don't know. This is gonna be a long movie. I'm feeling it. There's so much in it. Like, if you're having 6 villains, like big villains that you want a lot of screen time with, you want them to develop. You want these other Spider-Men to also develop, even though they've had their own movies they've already developed. You even got Doctor Strange here. You have so much and so much new things coming to the universe that, like, It has to be a long movie. It's got to be.
And the people in New York.
And I don't think they've shown even the second act. I'm guessing.
Faces a bunch of gawkers from his fellow students at Midtown High. On the screen looks like the Midtown Morning News with host Betty Brant live on the scene.
Hey.
I think would be right outside this high school.
Oh yeah.
Heard of you reporting on this would be a bit of a conflict of interest considering.
Why does he go back to school?
To date. Now, as Peter trudges through the high school, in the deep background are the science and technology murals that include the face of Howard Stark, with the Starks now probably feeling further away from Peter as he drowns in public scrutiny. And since this is a shot of a bunch of young extras, naturally, the dude in the Letterman jacket on the right looks directly into camera.
And the dude on the left is the guy from TikTok.
In Peter's living room, they're watching J. Jonah Jameson's Daily Bugle show on the TV. This could be the moment authorities swarm their home to detain them for questioning. We actually see Ned and Aunt May in an interrogation room.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so exciting. You see, Mephisto could have planted that to make him think of Doctor Strange.
Ask Doctor Strange for help. Now remember, in
I don't know.
Home, Mr.
Mephisto
Dell thought the attacks were the doing of witches.
What do you think it is? You know, being a man of science.
being a man of science.
Saw him looking up on his phone. The events of WandaVision were set before Far From Home, suggesting that Mr. Dell's fear could have come from reports of the Scarlet Witch and Agatha Harkness in nearby New Jersey. And now Peter is remembering if those sorcerers could manipulate memories, so too could the sorcerer in his corner. So Peter arrives at the Sanctum Sanctorum, finding the interior frozen. Interesting. And if
so weird.
There, Doctor Strange is floating. So cool. Now this is the first time we've seen the Sanctum interior.
Yeah, why is he just casually? Does he just walk around like that?
Hulk, transitioning back into Banner, blasted a hole in the roof with the Bifrost from Heimdall. Maybe that hole was left open to let in a recent blizzard, but I don't know. The stairs,
maybe the Bifrost. Frost, yo.
Also, one room in the Sanctum contains
maybe it turned it into that.
Geographic zones.
Oh yeah, true.
One with a cold climate of heavy snowfall. Maybe one of those doors was left open. But the ice could be some form of magic gone awry, or a reflection of the Sanctum's mystical health. But it is worth noting that in addition to Doctor Strange dusting upon the snap, the official screenplay for Avengers Endgame confirmed Wong also dusted. So between May 2018 and October 2023, this place was abandoned. Strange's cloak of levitation clings to his shoulders over a heavy winter jacket, and underneath that, a hoodie.
Maybe that's dust.
That's
No, it's not dust.
Alma mater. And Doctor Strange has a mug showing a fox reading "O for Fox's sake." Also, it is for Fox's sake that this bub now has a wider multiverse of X-Men and Fantastic Four to cross over into.
Yep.
Can we get on that, please? Then a shot where Peter pulls off a mask while wearing
Yeah, this is weird to me.
Suit. Now, designs for this integrated suit leaked via.
Wait, when he's in there, looks like he's in kind of like a food shelter or whatever. What are they called? I don't know. What's the one in the Spider-Man game? I'm about to go play some Spider-Man Miles Morales, but in the first Spider-Man PS4 game, there's a shelter that he works at, and Miles is there as well. So maybe we'll get introduced to Miles there. I forgot the name of it. Once I hear it, I'll know. Feast. It's Feast. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. He might be working there in this movie.
This year,
I don't know.
Gold lining described as having mystic spiderweb effects, meaning this was designed for Peter by Doctor Strange. Maybe one that allows him to toggle among past incarnations of his suit, and or use sorcerer magic to track and capture entities from alternate universes by whipping web strings made of.
I'm guessing it's since it has gold all over, it's for Electro to conduct the electricity.
The homeless outreach organization that Peter works at in the comics and played a
Feast. There we go.
PS4 game. Actually, the location with the witch decorations Peter was in earlier also could have been part of Feast. A leaked set photo that went around recently revealed a Feast truck parked.
Oh, well, there you go.
Volunteers at Feast as community service after getting into trouble. So Peter,
maybe we will meet Miles here.
So that Mysterio never revealed his identity. And Strange is like, sure, okay, despite a stern warning from Wong. Why does Strange go along?
Yeah,
with
it's.
like, Strange must know how
I pointed that out instantly.
is or how petty Peter's wishes are.
He's acting
Peter's legal
weird.
troubles are becoming a security threat that Strange is concerned about, or Strange is egotistical enough to assume that he can address Peter's wishes with the precision
Could be
of
that
a
too.
surgeon's scalpel. Or Strange has some other motivation we don't know about. No. Well, maybe. I'm actually wondering if Strange might see a benefit in deliberately crossing the streams of the multiverse to get ahead of a chaotic.
What I don't like about the trailer is that I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be confused and think he opened the multiverse here. But like, what? We all watched Loki. Loki's the one that opened the multiverse, right? Like that show opened it. So I wonder why they're going with this thing where like Doctor Strange is responsible here. Peter Parker and Doctor Strange. It just feels weird to me. I don't think that's really what's happening in the trailer though. Something else is going on. They're trying to make it seem one way, but it's really a completely different way. Maybe they just don't want to spoil people that haven't watched Loki yet. And they're making it Doctor Strange's fault here. Don't know.
In which he can harness some interdimensional warriors or begin to imprison some interdimensional threats. More on that strategy in a bit. Meanwhile, I'm not sure where Wong is headed, only to guess that he could be off to face Abomination in a cage fight in Shang-Chi. Though, if you look closely on the other side of that portal, you can kind of make out a structure with pillars and a trellis overhang. We actually saw that structure in the Hermitage training yard in Doctor Strange, so that must be where he is headed. Strange conducts the spell.
Yeah, I don't think he's headed to Shang-Chi.
With the Eye of Agamotto once again around his neck. That's odd, considering the necklace's purpose seemed to be to house the time stone, which Thanos atomized, and Thanos shattered that necklace.
Yeah, wait, it's gone.
Even the one brief shot.
I forgot about that.
The continuity error of Strange wearing it. Perhaps the necklace is a decorative piece that Strange reforged, or
they wouldn't make a continuity error twice.
Tokens of use to him, like a locket picture of Wong. Doctor Strange floats in the same pose that he
maybe
made when looking forward at the 14
maybe his Beyonce album is in there.
Which makes sense because this spell involves Strange accessing different timelines in the multiverse. Now, as part of the spell, Strange pours a golden fluid in a bowl, which then strings out all pensive-like as a strand that
it is exactly like Harry Potter.
Runes, similar to the ones on leaked promo art. Now, that strand might be a piece of Peter's.
Why does the leaked art look so bad? That's what I'm wondering. It looks odd. Something about this whole thing is sus.
To conjure a memory-based spell in WandaVision. Now, hey, if you like what we
they use hair a lot.
Or if you like cool
I do like what you do.
And gear, you should be checking out New Riders.
We're back.
And then a ram, and then on the left, it could be a lion or a tiger. Also kind of looks like an owl. Now, the elephant makes me think this is a relic of Indian or maybe African origin, since those are the places you can find elephants in the wild. There is the Hindu deity of Ganesha, who has an elephant.
True, Ganesha?
God of beginnings,
I thought it was pronounced Ganesh, Eric.
Are also known for
maybe not.
Their extensive memories, which could also connect with this being a memory-based spell. But it is tough. If we're going to do any interpretation, we got to account for all the animals. Now, Peter interferes with the spell, not just by...
That is so weird that they got animals there.
Verbally expressing his change of heart as the spell is underway. I don't know, maybe I just have Harry Potter on the brain, but it looks like there's some sorting hat rules going on here, and the spell takes Peter Potter's choice into account. Now, notice the spell forms 4 separate rings, which then tilt and chaotically break reality around them, opening up to this nebulous void on the other
side. And there's the box.
Doesn't look too different from the void of space of the sacred timeline that surrounded the Citadel at the end of time. In that Loki finale, we learned that the sacred timeline
it's like the same colors and everything.
Circles back on itself. So that could clue us into the production design here. Each ring could represent a separate universe. One for the MCU.
But why does wiping people's memories mess with the multiverse? That's what I don't understand.
The components of the spell colliding and breaking reality seem to be the mechanics by which alternate universe villains are now crossing over into this movie.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much more there in the movie, I'm guessing. They won't just do anything just to do it. Like open the multiverse just by wiping people's memories. It's kind of weird. They'll fully explain it and everything.
We're still not entirely certain how much those events affected the multiverse across all Marvel titles like this one, because this event seems to be separate from He Who Remains Sacred Timeline.
Yeah, okay, that's what's kind of the annoying thing. Because we hyped it up so much at the WandaVision finale. We were like all posting on Twitter just crazy things like Multiverse of Madness is here, the multiverse is open, all this stuff. And then Loki comes around, and by episode 2, by the ending, when Sylvie puts all the time gates everywhere and all the time bombs, or whatever they're called, I completely forgot about at this point. We're all posting on Twitter again. The multiverse is finally open. Now it's actually happening because she just messed up the sacred timeline, all this stuff. Turns out it didn't happen. Then we get to the Loki finale, and it actually happened there. Multiverse of Madness is happening. But now we're watching the Spider-Man trailer, and it's happening again. So why is it happening multiple times? And why? Like, what event is the actual event that's causing it? Because I'm pretty sure it's Loki. just other weird things are happening at the same time.
Loki established that time from
I don't
the
know.
vantage point of the Citadel is occurring
It's a little
all
weird.
at once. That breaking of the timeline could be coinciding with all kinds of seemingly coincidental independent events, like Wanda with the Darkhold, and now Peter and Strange in this spell gone awry. Now, at one point in this multiverse imagery, it flashes to this textured tunnel. This is actually taken directly from Doctor Strange's multiverse montage.
Really? Oh.
2016 film, and then we get an even bigger flash of multicolored streams which match the ones that shot out of Strange's arms and legs during that sequence. Now here the frame
He's given him the full
they're streaming out of, maybe
full tour of the multiverse.
pulled into this reality, or one of the alternate Peter Parkers. Strange stops the spell and the rings
Maybe.
shrink down to handheld.
I mean, Toby and Andrew are going to be in it.
Chaotic angles. To me, this is also very reminiscent of the machine in the movie Contact, a title that I only bring up because it keeps weirdly coming up as a Marvel influence in titles like Doctor Strange, WandaVision, Loki. The machine in that movie had 4 rings, 3 of them spinning, all at different angles, and also opened an interdimensional portal. Then we move on to some truly Doctor Strangean imagery. The city of New York bending into donut shapes. I love this. Strange says, you tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little. Which is interesting because of all Marvel characters, Doctor Strange and Peter Parker are really the only title MCU heroes who have ever spoken of the multiverse, prior to Loki at least. Strange experienced a trip through the multiverse.
Yeah, and
in Far From Home, when Peter met Mysterio.
Yeah, I was about to say Quentin Beck.
Not quite a bit about the multiverse.
I'm sorry, you're saying there's a multiverse? Because I thought that was just theoretical. I mean, that completely changes how we understand the initial singularity.
Again, I just think Strange knows a lot more about
Nerd
the multiverse,
alert.
and he might be using Peter to get what he wants from it. Now, the city appears to be sinking at the exact part of New York City where the Sanctum Sanctorum is.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's exactly out of Doctor Strange.
Far from Washington Square Park, as you're overlooking the river toward.
I'm glad this year
Now, in this shot,
and next year we're getting a lot of Doctor Strange.
Web shooters are not.
He's a really cool character.
He's out of webbing, or maybe Strange's spell won't let him use them. But in either case, it does recall the moment in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 when Peter's stress caused him to run out of organic webbing mid-swing. That's right. Let us not forget that the Raimi trilogy did not use classic Spider-Man web shooter devices.
They're definitely gonna like make fun of him in the movie for using organic webbing. I hope.
What's going on in there?
Oh no. Why is Bully McGuire down there?
Clouds swirling amongst them
At the Daily Bugle.
Including a Daily Bugle van.
I noticed that.
Of lightning strikes through it. We might be seeing 2 Spider-Verse villains here. Electro and Sandman. Jamie Foxx, who played Electro in the Mark Webb.
I'm not convinced on Sandman yet.
2014, was the first past villain.
I want him to be in it. I really do like him. But he's a good guy in Toby's universe.
2007 has only been rumored. Then Strange faces Spider-Man on this speeding train through what looks like the freaking
Grand Canyon, yeah.
Aside from the mountainous setting, does evoke Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
What is happening?
Doc Ock in the 2004 film. Strange duplicates the train car into 8 of them, similar to his Images of Icon spell that he used against Thanos in Infinity War. The train track also
Kind of looks like Dr. Octopus's
the Marvel
claws.
timeline is branching off into alternate courses when Nexus events rupture the sacred timeline. During this, Strange blames Peter for trying to live 2 different lives as what caused the spell to misfire. In addition to the One More Day storyline, this also reminds us again of the 2004 film when Peter gave up his second life and paid a price for it. If you think about it, in the MCU, Peter's really the only
I feel like by the end of the movie he's gonna give up.
Hold on to his anonymity when everyone else just kind of lives very public lives. And again, I think it's
Not give up on his second life. He's gonna. I feel like if we do get introduced to Miles Morales, it's kind of gonna be like the beginning of the Miles Morales game that I'm currently playing on the channel. But he's just gonna need a break. He's gonna need an actual vacation, and he's gonna leave it up to Miles to protect New York or something. That's how I feel. That'd be a good ending, I think. If Miles is in this, there's been really like almost no rumors that he'll be in this, but I mean they teased him in Homecoming. They teased Scorpion in there as well. So if Scorpion shows up, I think Miles should show up as well since they teased him. But I think that would be a good ending. He just wants a break. This is a lot for him, and having Miles protect New York and then him getting his own movie, that'd be really cool. That'd be a good way to tie it in.
is antagonizing Peter here when Strange was the one who agreed to do the spell in the first place. Strange pushes Peter's astral projected soul from his Spider-Man body, similar to how the Ancient One
and that cube.
Banner's astral self from his whole
Very
body.
suspicious.
Now, as Strange does this, the surrounding world freezes, which they cleverly show with a ton of autumn leaves frozen in place, as well as
and the lady.
dogs. Actually reminds me of that first
I didn't notice that.
movie where he used the background details like the fly and the spitball to convey Peter's spidey sense.
Oh yeah.
An interesting looking cube, and you'll notice it has the seal of Vishanti on the sides. What is this? I'm wondering if this could be an artifact from Doctor Strange's collection, a kind of pocket prison that Strange uses to contain the alt-universe villains that he is trying to corral. I guess kind of like a Ghostbusters trap. This seems to be the MacGuffin football that Peter and Strange wrestle over possession of. Strange wants it for his reasons, maybe Peter wants it to release these captives back to their homes.
Because they're about to die by the other Spider-Mans.
Peter wears his Iron Spider armor on an overpass, the setting of a major set piece.
Good theory.
Later. Now, he wore that suit only in the beginning of Far From Home and in a deleted scene when he took down the Manfredi crime family. Other than that,
one of the best scenes. Why did they delete that one?
On a burning building, based on Happy Hogan's reaction, this could be that safe house that Peter, MJ, and Ned were using.
I really don't want Happy to die.
Photos that were released.
Dude, if Happy dies,
Peter's enemies could have found it.
it's gonna be so sad.
Maybe with some pumpkin bombs. Then a very quick shot that I think explains a lot of what is going on. Peter is in a dark, murky place, and then suddenly
he's in a
lizard jumps out
yeah, lizard. I said that might have been Venom in my reaction. I completely forgot Lizard is going to be in this, so I don't think Venom is going to be in the movie. But Peter here is in a tuxedo. Is this when he's like going to court? Is this sometime in the first act, or what? Is he going to a grave for someone? I don't know. Why is he in a tuxedo? Very strange. I was guessing maybe this is sometime around when he's going to court with Matt Murdock, but all of that happening so quick in the first act, I don't think that's what's happening here. It's just weird to me that why he's in a tuxedo. I don't know.
Hitting a transparent barrier. Whoa! So remember, Rhys Ifans played the Lizard in the 2012 Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man reboot. I think this is the interior of that pocket prison artifact that Peter and Strange have been fighting over. And that Strange is collecting all these eclectic Sinister Six villains like Pokemon and Pokeballs, because he knows the multiverse is about to erupt and he wants to neutralize all potential threats before that happens. Look, folks, if this Pokeball Ghostbuster trap bullshit sounds too crazy, I will direct you to literally any other shot in this trailer. This movie is gonna be weird.
Exactly.
It takes cover from a bolt of electricity.
It's gonna be a very bizarre movie.
Though I can't tell if the bolt is kicking up dirt or if Sam
I think it's kicking up dirt.
To ground the current and protect Peter. We return to that overpass where
it's too dirty of dirt. He's supposed to be sand, not like. Well, I guess he does turn into mud at some point. I'm going back because I'm not even paying attention to what he's saying. This lady, this shot is scary to me. I don't know. Her stare is really scary. But that's just me. That could be Miles' mom. She's a big actress. I can't name what she's from. I literally don't know. I've seen her multiple times though. Okay, here we go.
Turn to that overpass where this woman in her car is just staring at Peter, unblinking. We might be seeing time
exactly
slow down again, and in Peter's spidey senses tingling.
Yeah, not blinking. She's like a picture.
Then the money shot of this trailer: a Green Goblin pumpkin grenade is tossed up from the collapsed edge of the overpass, and we hear the iconic laugh of Willem Dafoe as
Let me hear it.
Osborn. This was the
That's not it.
I was most excited about. After this guy died in the first film in 2002, Dafoe's Osborn continued to haunt the trilogy through the mirror of his son Harry, and he stole every scene.
I really like Harry in that movie.
By Alfred Molina's quote,
James
Dafoe
Franco.
Osborn might have been brought into this reality from the moment of his death. My favorite death from the Raimi trilogy.
Godspeed, Spider-Man. Oh.
Oh. So many jump cuts.
But instead, Strange's spell could have yanked Osborn out of the way of that glider. Either way, Osborn and Octavius think they're in a weird kind of heaven now. However, we also hear Green Goblin's glider in the cloud of dust from which Doc Ock's mechanical arm fought at us. also a glimmer
Oh,
of light. And
little
then, as reported last December, Alfred Molina as Dr. Otto Octavius greets us. So excited to see
looks
this
so
guy again.
cool.
Now, it looks like a bit of de-aging might have been done to Molina's
Definitely.
face, as he said was going to be the case, meaning we can also probably trust his other statements from that interview. He's wearing a turtleneck and
I love his green glasses.
blacked out frames and the low V plus
Yeah.
white collar. Meanwhile, Peter suits up with the nanotech of his Iron Spider armor now coating him. Now Doc Ock is climbing up on the George Washington Bridge, which makes the waters beneath him the Hudson. This is the river that Doc Ock drowned in the 2000
Oh, it is.
moment in the river that Alfred
Very true.
Molina said this movie would pick up with his character from. Now it's interesting how
He's just gonna probably wake up out of the river.
with a friendly "Hi, Peter," since his Peter Parker was Tobey Maguire. This would suggest that Doc Ock is more of an expert on the multiverse logic by which he was transported to this reality, and he might be able to conclude that any version of Spider-Man is Peter Parker, even if this Peter
He just wants to kill them all.
Or in this moment, Doc Ock might simply be greeting not Tom Holland Peter.
I think it's
but
Tobey.
Peter from his universe that
Yeah, I don't think that's on the same shot right there.
played by Tobey Maguire, or that
Him jumping up on the Spider-Man, jumping on the van and using the nano suit or whatever, the Iron Spider. I think that's when Green Goblin throws his little pumpkin bomb, right? This is not the same. There's even something back there. What is that? Like a train? I don't know.
being brought here was a result of Peter's individual wish, and that his version of Octavius has more of a connection with this Peter. That's really why I don't think Peter's relationship with these villains is gonna be so necessarily antagonistic. He might be trying to help them go home, restoring the multiverse into separate universes and deciding he can live one life, a life with the consequences of his actions. Now, what about all those other cameos that have been speculated? The alternate Peter Parkers from those realities, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. Again, there have been numerous unconfirmed reports. Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield both denied it. Many fans did not believe them. But I will say, it certainly
He's the
seems
werewolf.
more possible now. If the villains from these universes can get transported into the MCU,
Then the heroes have to come.
heroes. Now, I would be
Yeah,
surprised
Peter can't
if
deal with
Sony
this on his own.
revealed those in a trailer. And while I would love to see a quick cameo of Tobey or Andrew through a portal or something, I'm also totally okay with this being Tom Holland's movie and the
I would rather have it be all Tom Holland's movie than a quick cameo. I want them to be fully in here from at least the end of the second act. Like at the very least, at the most minimalistic time, I want it to be from the end of the second act through the whole third act. Tobey and Andrew are there. I don't even want them like if they're just gonna tease them, which I don't think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna fully be here. If they're just gonna tease them for a frame or something, that's just weird to me. I don't know. Just might as well just make it all Tom's movie. Because we already know people can cross over. Teasing them for a second isn't going to be that satisfying, I feel like. But it'd be cool either way, I guess. I want them to fully be in the movie, though. That's what I want. I think that's what everybody wants.
Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe showing up has me thrilled beyond imagination for this film. We are in the end game now, my friends. Between now
I
and
wish
December,
so much didn't get leaked. I would have had like a super hyped reaction, but like
we got a lot more videos coming your
we
way.
knew all this was coming since over a year ago. But now that it's confirmed, that is really big.
Twitter at EAVOS. Follow and subscribe to New Rockstars. Thanks
Go
for
subscribe
watching.
to them. Goodbye, Eric. Oh my gosh, that was really good. Okay. We learned a lot. Sandman. I don't fully... I mean, they showed Green Goblin and they showed Dr. Octopus. So, like, we know they're going to be in it. But Sandman, I'm not fully sold on. Lizard, I am sold on. They definitely showed him in the background. But you could also say, like, that could be Venom, I guess. But I think it's more likely to be Lizard. If they take a villain from each Spider-Man movie, Green Goblin from the first one, Dr. Octopus from the second one, Sandman from the third one, Amazing Spider-Man, Lizard, and then Electro. Yeah, obviously. Also, I forgot about Electro. That's 5. Then we need a 6th one. Is it Doctor Strange, Mephisto person? Is it Mysterio? Is it Scorpion? He's literally teased at the post-credit of the first movie. Why wouldn't he be in this? So we got Scorpion. That's the Sinister Six right there. But I'm just not fully sold on Sandman yet. Because, you know, sand could be anything. They're showing sand in the trailer. Dirt. They're showing dirt. But it's also always intertwined with when electricity strikes the ground. That's why I'm not fully sold on it. If it was a solo scene where you're seeing dirt fly around, then yeah, you could say that's probably Sandman. But whenever there's lightning hitting the ground and dirt flying up and everybody's saying that's Sandman, I just can't, I'm not believing it. But once I see a silhouette, you know, I do want him in the movie though. That's what I want. But yeah, thank you, Eric. Yeah, thank you again, New Rockstars. Thank you, Eric Voss, for the breakdown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my theories as I paused the video and talked about it. Hopefully you enjoyed his video. Go leave a like on his. Go subscribe to their channel. And that's about it. I'll talk more about it when I stream. I'm going to be streaming some Miles Morales in a little bit here. So hop into that stream. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video.